2023 had a Venus influx, South Node in Libra, Jupiter in Taurus, and Saturn in Pisces. I add Pisces because Venus is exalted in Pisces. It loves it there. Now, when there's a lot of Venus energy around you, what it wants to let you know is, how do you value yourself? Where are your value points? What is your sense of security? And last year, I wanted to ask the collective that into this year. I wanted to ask the collective about Jupiter and Taurus. Where's your money management? Where's your sense of stability? What do you really want to afford in life? What matters to you? What is worth it? They wanted to ask all the fixed signs that: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. What is worth it? What do you really want? How are you going to save up to that? What do you need to purge, let go of to finally get what you want? With it being in Jupiter, how do you expand your horizons, expand your way of thinking, expand your location, so you could attain more and know more? Taurus wanted us to go back to the early parts of ourselves and how we learned what we like to eat, how we like to smell, what colors, sounds, sensories we're into, and why it was important to go back to those fundamentals to realize or to see why we're in certain conditions. It wanted us to rearrange and re-understand what we eat, how we eat, what we consume. It also wanted to show us sometimes having things, having the nicest things or wanting the nicest things just isn't it. Where have we become hoarders? Where have we become obsessed? Too connected to attachments, especially physical, vices. Jupiter in Taurus speaks of all things inflation. We have the South Node in Libra, which would be important for the air signs: Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. And also the cardinals: Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, Libra. Now, with South Node being a Libra, what it's asking us is to really evaluate our partnerships. Who do we align ourselves with? Are we only aligning ourselves with them because they're Venus? They got on nice shoes. They got a nice car. They got things that look socially appealing. Are we aligning people because it's based on our reputations? It's based on the reputations that we have upkeep. South Node in Libra is asking us to look at all our partnerships and the integrity, the character, the longevity of them. Since associated with Venus, many of us, especially the air signs and the cardinals, are realizing that not all friendships, not all partnerships need to go to this next season with us. The air signs are reevaluating a lot of those things, even losing some friends, making some new friends, learning how to trust the energy of companionship, especially platonic companionship again. The cardinals, they're talking to God. Some of them haven't been the happiest or the best friends. Right now, they need friendships that can hold space. Understand why they've gone through so many transformations in the last 2 years, starting last year. and why right now they need some solid people around them. Or just friends that could hold them and understand them from a distance. But Venus is trying to show us, don't envy people's relationships. Don't envy people's lifestyles. What glitters isn't always gold. Saturn and Pisces. This is important to the mutables. Gemini and Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and the water signs. Saturn and Pisces asks us, where are we keeping the elephants in the room? When it will be time to expose things. Most of the times, conflict is never pretty. But when does it come to a point that we let conflict become way more than it needs to be? When we let the elephant get so wide in the room that we start putting ourselves in corners. That's important for you to think, water signs and mutables. Where are we letting something get so big in the room that we're pushing ourselves into corners? We're emotionally overwhelming ourselves. And since Pisces is an energy that's mutable, we're also psyching ourselves out, going through different type of mental health, or needing to find better emotional regulation. Water signs, immutable signs. Where are you trying to hold on so you don't run away, escape from yourself, or feel like you're drowning in yourself? Since Pisces is associated with Jupiter, Saturn and Pisces is asking us as a collective to tell the truth. Tell the unfiltered truth, even if it puts us in spaces where we feel like we're being put on blast. We're being put in areas where we've even hidden these parts from ourselves, where we're still unclear about these parts in ourselves. Tell the truth. Now, if you ask any Venus dominant, they'll let you know that it's hard to assert yourself because you want people to like you. You want to come off relatable. But at what point does coming off so damn relatable put you in a position where you feel to yourself you're unrelatable? Venus energy wants to show us that we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Don't assume that you see nice things, beautiful people, and perceived actions of happiness, that behind closed doors there won't be so much Mars going on. Whenever there's Venus in dominance, there's Mars not too far from it. Just like whenever there's heavy Mars dominance, Venus is not too far from it. So whenever we think we are in the most ugliest, combative, aggressive, intense situation, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Don't be afraid. And just like when there's heavy, heavy Venus, there's always Mars not too far. Some crazy-ass person trying to stalk them. Some crazy-ass energy trying to possess them. Some crazy-ass energy that they feel like they always have to appease to. That's why they always say, some of the most beautiful people do the most ugliest things. You got to be conscious of that whenever you see heavy Venus. And last year into this year, we had so many instances of why we should not envy other people. Not envy what they have. Not envy who they are. not envy anything, be conscious and be aware, North Node and Aries, of ourselves and our truths and what we want. This year was so important in expressing your individuality, your good sense of character, who I am. This world is Saturnian. This world has a lot of Mars in it. In some spaces, this world is a very big malefic. So when we see very beautiful or assumed beautiful spaces, Mars is very close, like nature. Right now, we've been having an attack on nature, the ocean, the forest, the earth. Because whenever there's Venus, Mars is close to it. And it's an energy that wants us to humble ourselves, Saturn and Pisces. Have more compassion. Let us get a glimpse of what is really going on behind closed doors. Of course, this year was about truth, but it was more so to show the collective that the truth is our lives is perfect, personal, and meant for us. So don't envy others. Don't do it to yourself. And I bet every single time you've associated yourself with something that you thought was perfect, beautiful, amazing, better than you, you realize, that's not really it. So 2023 to this year, anyone who is operating in superficial means, in spaces where they're just perfect as can be, he wanted to show you that you will be exposed and you will be used as a form of an example for others to not follow the superficial needs. Think of all the celebrities that you've seen in the news that have Libra, Taurus, Pisces, Venus dominance, or in Venus positions. This was actually a big time for the celebrities, since they operate in all things Venus, visual arts, fashion, music, and how they needed to take a step down and let us know that they're human too. That God will appoint us to all different types of jobs, but we are all human and we all bleed the same. God bless y'all. Love y'all. See y'all later.